I noticed that I really don't check myself before we start.
Oh, me neither.
So then like when I watch the videos, I'm like, I should have like looked at myself a little bit more.
I don't check myself either, but I do have to check to make sure it's still rolling. But then sometimes I catch myself and I'm just like, wow, this is my face. Looking kind of busted, but it's okay. Kind of busted. Hello, welcome to Tea and Talking. My name is Kelly.
And my name is Amy.
And today we're going to be doing another continuation of our Valentine special. We're going to be having Dragon Well tea. And which one is this one, Amy? The
Clouds and Mist, yes. Yeah. So like I said, we've been going through tea classes so that we can help teach you guys what we're having, and we'll go through it as we go along with different videos.
And I'll tell you about these teas as I pour it.
So these are the ones we recently learned though.
Yes. And today's topic, we are going to do 10 power questions. Or was it 9 power questions?
Yeah, I was going to say 9.
We're going to do 9 power questions for Valentine's Day. And these are questions that you can ask your loved ones, whether it's friends or family or your significant other. So we're super excited about that. But before we do that, we're going to talk about today's teas. And these are both green teas directly imported from China. And if you guys want to get your hands on any Chinese tea of any kind, recommend you going on goldenlifetea.com. And then on our contact page, you can actually have us source teas for you. And this service we're super excited to announce because this is the way to get Chinese teas, you guys.
This is the way.
This is the way. So I'm going to just talk about it as I brew it. But basically, with our teas, Chinese teas that you can buy in American stores, they're not really the best grade because the best grade of Chinese teas are made in super small batches. You're not going to be able to really find them in the United States because when you have teas that are really high quality in small batches, they're not going to want to ship them to America. They're going to sell them locally, especially ones like Dragon Well green tea, which is called Longjing tea. These are best when they're fresh. So you can only harvest them a few days out of the year, some of the really high grade ones.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So this is Amy's.
Yes,
let it steep for a little bit. I'm drinking it grandpa style, which is exactly as I'm doing it. And these are really good to have grandpa style because the leaves are big. You don't need a filter really because you can just sip it directly.
Yeah, so it takes some time for the leaves to fall down anyways. So
yeah.
And it's perfect because for me, I can't drink really, really hot tea. Her mom's insane.
Yeah.
She'll drink like scalding hot tea and just be totally A-okay 100% about it. And I'm like,
oh, yeah. But you know, guys, if you ever want to try Chinese teas, proper Chinese teas, not like the, I was going to say garbage, but like really poor grade teas. Yeah, so if you're tired of drinking poor grade Chinese teas, you want to get the real stuff, you would actually need to have a connection. And that connection can actually be Golden Life Tea because we're directly connected with some of these small batch farmers as well as private vendors. So that's your best shot at getting really high quality teas that are Longjing teas especially are really hard to find. These are actually considered an imperial tea because of its history in China as well as the quality and health benefits all around. It's popular because it's just delicious. And it's also really good for you. Actually, Longjing tea, if you guys didn't know, this one has the highest concentration of EGCG, which means that it is excellent for your health. It speeds your metabolism, and there has been a brand new study published by Dr. Zhang of it being tied to reducing cortisol, which means reducing the chance of developing depression and stress-induced anxiety.
Yeah, it's actually
so that's actually a published study,
Yes.
so I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere.
I was actually going to say, throwing this in there too, my dad has been watching this diet because he's like on that border point of being diabetic. He's not, but he's like on that borderline where he could be. Yeah. And he's been actually drinking this tea lately for that very reason. Because I actually told him about that too, actually. And that's part of the reason why we got it.
If you want to read more about it, go on teaandtalking.com. I'm going to link the article below. And then I'm going to link our page to source teas. So if you guys want to try it out,
Mm-hmm.
and if you want to try our teas on goldenlife.com, goldenlifetea.com, you can go on the first page and we have a sample of all 4 of our teas so far. And it's completely free, just pay shipping.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so then is it okay if I talk about our, go into one of our first questions?
You start, you lead the way.
Okay, good. Yay. Because this will be a question for you. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what is the happiest day of your life?
I was thinking about it because I know that you kind of had an issue like
Yeah.
answering it because you had so many amazing days, and it would kind of be like a betrayal to pick just one, right?
Yes.
For me,
That was very greatly worded, by the way.
no, I'm like barely awake right now. Thank you so much, though. Thank
was
you
really
so
good
much,
job,
Amy.
though.
I'm just like eyeing this tea like this is gonna turn me from like a 0 to like a 15.
Okay.
But anyway, so the happiest day of my life, I thought it was pretty easy to pick one. It was when I picked up Kimmy, my dog. Yeah, the day that we brought Kimmy home is the happiest day of my life.
That is so cute.
I'm gonna put a picture of her. She's so dorky. She's like this all the
The
time.
dog is 14 years old and still kicking. I mean, every single time that dog is healthy. Every single time we come in, she's still barking and jumping up and down, like no pain whatsoever, and it's amazing. I don't know what she feeds this dog. Like,
Oh, I'm
never
happy
seen it.
that you asked because, oh geez, she eats better than me. That's why. That's the secret. That's honestly the secret. Just feed your dog really healthy foods, balanced diets, give it grains, veggies, and lots of good meats. Red meats, chicken.
see, I can't even feed myself that good stuff all the
No,
time.
me neither.
So I wouldn't.
Oh, and remember the time that I told you that we had a brick of this really good steak in the fridge, and I thought I could cook it, and then my mom was like, "What are you doing? That's the dog's."
Yeah,
Like, that's a dog.
my grandfather did the same thing for his dog. What is it, Drifter? I think.
That's cute.
Yeah, I think the dog's name is Drifter.
That's
He would make steaks for his dog. I mean, full blown steaks
Like
every night.
cutlet. Mm.
every night.
So, Amy, let's start with this one. What are your dreams?
Oh gosh,
Your dreams. Or
Okay.
tell me, what is one of your dreams?
Well, I can just, instead of a dream, it's more of a goal in life.
Yes.
And I've always, I mean, even when I was a kid, and by a kid, I mean teens, because I didn't think about futures when I was a kid. So I would say like later teens, I started thinking about how I want to live a simple life. Like, I don't care about having a mansion, but I just want to live in a decent, nice sized property, a nice house, and be married and have like, 2 to 3 kids. And this was before I wanted to adopt, by the way. So now that I want to adopt, it's changed a little bit. But anyways,
No, I want
and
18
I want to be able
kids.
to make, I want to work. I love working. I can't see myself being a housewife or anything like that. I love to work.
Understandable.
So I want to have a decent job where I'm happy at my job. And it doesn't have to be the most perfect, but so it's like a house with a nice property, a nice sized family, and I guess you could say the all-American dream, if you will. Like what most people strive for, but I really do want that, which is why everything I do in my life right now, it's striving for that goal.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So let me ask your question.
It's a very humble but really good one.
Just want a roof over my head, a good church to go to, nothing that is
But I feel like
Dark.
you're going to end up being super happy in the future. You have a lot more likelihood to be happy because your goals, you're working towards them right now. And you're very, like, for me, I think that you're very disciplined and you know what you want. But at the same time, you're not giving yourself unrealistic expectations like, oh, I want to be the next Jeff Bezos. But then it's like, what happens when you're the next Jeff Bezos? You're going to keep wanting more. But you're not like, you're very humble about what you want. And I think that's what
that goes
gonna
into
make
your
you happy.
fulfillment question, but we'll go
Yeah,
into later.
yeah.
Because I could definitely talk about that. So the question I have for you, Kelly, my second one is, what do you think about right now?
The thing on my mind right now is, well, Chinese New Year's. I'm trying my best to like, I I guess, fix up some recipes in my Pinterest. That's actually what I'm thinking about right now. I want to think about what I'm going to make for my family. And then for Chinese New Year, I'm going to see a lot of my family through Zoom. So it's like, I'm kind of thinking about what I'm going to say. And also I'm thinking about what teas to order, honestly, because so many people are going to come in from China in March, I think, and they're all going to bring back gifts. So I'm thinking like, okay, what's hard to get? Let me get that.
Oh, I get what you mean. I do.
So I'm basically making a shopping list. That's what I'm thinking about.
This is like mini tangent. We have to after this. Oh, maybe some other time actually. But I actually heard a video about how when Asian people come and visit their families in America, that they buy specific products that they cannot get in their countries.
Always and forever.
And like one of those big things is like skincare stuff, because although they have their own form of skincare, there's some American brands that they actually like. Or European brands that they don't have access to.
1000%. Some of the Western makeup is really hard to find in Asia, especially like the colorful eyeshadows, because those are few and far between. They're not really that big on that. Usually they do lightly pigmented eyeshadows that you can barely see anything. But here, it's really heavy.
Yeah, heavy makeup.
Yeah. So it's hard to find, like high performing makeup, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw that video. Yeah. That's why I mentioned that. I was like, oh, wow.
And with skincare, really funny. We actually have really, really crappy skincare in America because our laws on formulating it is really different. That's why a lot of people, when they go to Asia, they get Japanese sunscreen or Korean sunscreen. They're so, so good and they're so healthy for your skin. Mm-hmm. You got to put sunscreen on your faces, man. Life is too short to not wear sunscreen. Anyway. Anyway. What are your most passionate goals right now? Like, what are you putting your heart in at this moment?
Wow.
Not like in general, but like at this moment.
Oh man, this one's a tough one for me because there's a lot of things I am passionate about, but as of right now, I guess the most passionate thing I could say is just still working on the human trafficking stuff. Although COVID has not allowed me to volunteer like I used to or stay active in the human trafficking community and world, I still keep up to date. So believe it or not, almost every morning, not so much every day, because sometimes I need a break from the dark stuff of the world. So not every morning I do this, but like I would say every other day, I go on in the morning and I make myself some coffee or tea, and then I look into human trafficking stuff and stay up to date and aware of the lawsuits happening or the arrests that are made or some projects that are going on for other people. And I just stay up to date because you just never know when it's going to get hit home. And it's better to stay proactive than to not. Even like 2 years ago, I don't know if you heard, but like I said, we're here in Jersey and there was a huge arrest in Atlantic City.
Yep.
And that was crazy. So that's what I'm saying, like, especially if it hits home. And it does hit home. Mm-hmm. Most people don't realize it, but it does. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I stay active on that. Let's just stay at that because there's so many things on my that I'm proactive about, but that's that. Or passionate, I should say. Okay, so anyways, what do you wish you could spend more time on and less time on?
For me, I do want to spend more time on doing my hobbies and just doing things that don't necessarily count as work. Mm. I guess I want to spend more time doing stuff just for me. I feel like I haven't been able to do that for a good while. And if I wanted to spend less time on anything, honestly, Amy, I want to spend less time driving, but like you can't really negotiate that. But yeah, it's like in Jersey, we drive a lot. And if I could sometimes I think about the hours that go into driving, like per week. If I could just take that back in any way, shape, or form, I so would.
That's completely understandable. Yes. Yes, I agree with you.
But like on a brighter note, actually something that I was trying to do more, like I wanted to make the most out of my commute. So I tried to put on some audiobooks. I tried using some audiobook services, and then I'm also staying in touch with a few podcasts because I used to never listen to podcasts, but April actually got me into some of them, like the more educational ones.
Oh, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound really messed up, but I used to listen to this one that actually had to do with serial killers.
Oh yeah, true crime podcasts are so much fun.
Yeah, like those types of things. And it's one of those things that it's just educational. You just learn, like, it's not so much that you want to hear these tragic stories, just that you learn about how to prevent these things.
Yeah, the more awareness, the better, of course. Yeah. But you know what? There's also ones that can teach you a skill. So you can actually kind of learn stuff while you're driving. You can pick up a language too if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there's some that I've also heard about, like my boyfriend James, he listens to the ethical hacking podcasts that goes into it, like the dark web or deep web or whatever the case may be.
They have an ethical hacker podcast?
Yeah, they do.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like they go into cases that people have done and what they've done and how. It's really cool. So that's why I understand, like, educational stuff.
You're gonna want to throw away all of your smart home devices after one episode,
goodness,
right?
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Kelly and I have had conversations about that.
Yeah, just now. Yeah.
Yes, that's why.
Yeah.
Such a dangerous world where you can't hide your privacy.
Yeah.
So what do you listen to then, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, for me, I listen. Oh, actually, a really good horror one. I'm happy that you were talking about the true crime one, because actually one popped in my head. If you guys ever heard of the last podcast on the left, that was one that was genuinely entertaining.
I've heard that one.
Because like it's not dry. It's not like you're not really picking up a skill, but that one's truly entertaining because the people that run the podcast are really funny and they kind of bring a more of a lighthearted nature to what they're talking about, but they're also really well researched and really informative. So going along what you said, I recommend that one.
Those are really good, yeah. And
April recommended a podcast that's kind of like a mystery podcast where it's just like it's kind of like creepypasta, but they make it sound real. So you're kind of like pretending.
Oh, so it's like, it's just retelling a story.
Yeah, like creepypastas, right? Yeah.
That's cool. All right, you definitely have to hit me up after this video about that.
We're gonna call April immediately after this video.
Like, yo, like, we need to talk about this. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Amy, what gives you the most fulfillment right now in life? What gives you most joy?
Fulfillment.
Mm-hmm. Fulfillment.
Yeah, would definitely be my faith in God. And that's because when you put so much effort into materialistic things, or the things that we perceive as materialistic, or the things that we have, it doesn't really fulfill you. You always want more and more and more. Like we've spoken about this before, how it's never enough when it comes to earthly stuff. And I know that spiritually, but
look at Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like we were just talking about that, how like you're always wanting more, and it's because these materialistic things just don't fulfill your spirit. They don't fill you up at all. And when you put God's love first and foremost, and when you start realizing things, like honestly, when it comes to religion in general, because I don't want to put my religion onto other people either, but it's one of those things where if you constantly I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to explain what God gives me, but it's one of those things where if you constantly let earthly things control your life, then you're not going to go anywhere, especially if you put your faith in man. Putting your faith in man doesn't do anything. Humankind, they will lie, they betray you, there's always some sort of sin that goes along the way. And when you're brokenhearted, or when you're just going through things in life, or even when you're happy, God fulfills that gap between that fulfillment. And often people ask me, well, how could you believe in these things? Or how could you, if there's so many bad things happening every day? And it's like, yes, bad things happen every day, but God grants miracles every day too. And I would rather think about the miracles than the bad things that happen, because there are miracles that happen. I mean, I can't tell you how many times you hear a story about someone that fell down a cliff and miraculously survived. you know, there's things that you just can't explain, and that's where God comes into play. And we can't play God. We can't play human life.
Or where we come from, what our story is, just as people, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. I'm sorry, because I kind of trailed off for a bit regarding the religion. But my faith is not bad in terms of, like, I've never done anything because of the commandments, I should say. It's not like I hurt other people for those reasons, if you will. Like, for example, I try not to lie because I'm scared of God's wrath. I do lie. I'm not going to pretend I don't. I sin all the time. But I try to lie less. I try to curse less. I try to put God's name in vain less. I try to put others before me. Especially in this selfish world, I try to put others before me. And that's what I'm trying to say, that for me, there's nothing negative about being a Christian. There's so much more good and there's so much more fulfillment in believing in God every day. And if it wasn't for my faith in God, then I feel like I would just go down a dark hole, especially in this type of world where just earthly things come first. So tell me something about yourself that will surprise me.
Did you know that I can play accordion, but like professionally?
Wow, no. I
knew that was gonna surprise you.
Wait, what? I've been friends with you for how long, and you can play the accordion?
I just never told anyone because I didn't think anyone would give it a
That's
care.
so cool. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I got really loud.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No,
but,
it's all good.
Wow, what? You can play the accordion? I have to check this out. You know how cool that is? I'm gonna have you play so much folk songs. I'm literally gonna have you play so much folk songs after this.
I like folk songs. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's not the you know the,
I got that was my
now
bad.
I'm the loud one.
That was my
but
bad.
It's not like the little meh, meh. It's like the I don't know what I'm saying. It's the big one, not the little one.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not like the handheld one.
It's not the, yeah.
No, it is the
no,
it is handheld.
You can actually, yeah. They're both handheld.
They're all.
I think this whole accordion thing threw us off.
I need to lie down. You know what? I need a sip of this tea. This is really beautiful tea. What about yours? Because we're having different ones.
Well, for me, some of my tea leaves did not fall down, so
yeah.
Some
of them kind of like for your kind of tea. Some of them kind of like stay upright, so you kind of just have to drink around it. Like
I know, that's why I'm trying to move them around, guys. I'm really bad at this. You should not. This is not proper tea etiquette.
This is not grandpa style.
Yeah,
this is like
this is not.
This is like grandkid style. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
This is true grandkid style. Though. That is so true. Like, because I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first time having, like,
I'm really surprised that you're holding it like this because I can't even. It's hot.
I don't know why. I just needed to laugh like a dork just now.
Oh, God. Okay, so Amy.
Yeah.
What goal do you wish you had more support on?
Not so much a goal, but just communication-wise. So, especially in today's time, I'm sure you guys know, it's no hiding it, but a lot of people just can't simply agree to disagree on things. It's just being pushed down your throat, and it's terrible, honestly. It really is terrible. And there's so many silly things that are going on. And so what I wish I had more support on is better communication regarding friends and family. And I say this because in the past, when we all had opinions of each other and things that we had in our daily lives, it's like, oh, cool, that's it. And like we moved on. And now everything is just so divisive that you can't even hold a conversation without walking on eggshells all the time. And now, like, people in my family have said that I've gotten meaner because I'm tired of walking on eggshells. Now I just say it like it is. I'm very blunt. I'm very honest, and I don't sugarcoat things. And so, yeah, people have said I've gotten meaner. When there's a conversation happening, I don't mean that you have to agree with everything I say, or vice versa. I don't have to agree with everything my friends and family members have to say. But what I would want is just to listen. People talk a lot, but people don't listen. And listen does not mean agree. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And the reason why I say this is because I just answered Kelly's question earlier regarding my faith in God. Now, once again, I'm not going to push this onto people, but nowadays, not in the past, it wasn't like this. But nowadays, when I bring up my faith, like rarely, but it happens, people say, oh, well, why do you have to bring religion into this? Like, why can't you just not bring it up? And it's like, well, because my religion is important to me and it's a part of me. Now, you don't have to agree with my stances or on anything, but that's just who I am and that's what I believe in. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to push it onto you, but that's what I believe in. But in their view, they feel the need to disregard my religion or talk down to me because of my religion, or they try and prove me wrong on my religion. And it's like, why must you do this? Why must you feel like you have to act like the smartest person in the room? Or why do you feel the need to be the most high above person? There is no need for that. There's more to life than having this. Like, why can't we just have a conversation and listen to one another and move on?
It's like monologue versus dialogue, like we talked about last time, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it stinks that it happens that way. But now people are just so heated in their heads. They're just ready to snap at people nowadays. And for what? I honestly, I wouldn't tell you. Mm-hmm. I really have no idea why it's gotten to this point where we can't have conversations. We can't listen to each other.
And with communications, if you think about it, even if you disagree with somebody, you don't have to make it your mission to prove someone wrong, because sometimes you can't prove something wrong. Just like how somebody can't prove your own faith wrong, obviously. But even if it's like an idea or something you believe in, you don't want somebody to just come in and say, well, that's stupid, or that's this and that. Maybe some people just have a different perspective and it's okay, but you do have to respect that. Otherwise, you can't expect people to respect you. And like we've talked about before, you can't teach yourself anything because you already know who you are and everything you believe in, you already have it. But you can learn from every single person on this planet who isn't you. Just keep in mind that you're aiming for a dialogue and not a monologue, and I think you'll be happier.
Yep. No, and
you might not
honestly,
agree.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think that you'll agree at the end of it, no matter what, because people are usually pretty solidified in what they believe in. So just be willing to have that dialogue.
Yeah. And once again, like, because I also have this issue too. And this is what I mean by also going along to this, that I wish I had more support on. And it's not so much support. It's just, I wish things would change regarding friends and family is, nowadays people care, oh, my feelings this, my feelings that, my feelings this. Why can't you? And it's honestly playing mental judo with these people. It's like, I can't. And so once again, I'm not trying to bring in a politics or anything regarding that. I'm saying the fact that the teeniest tiny bit can set someone off nowadays. And it's just like, why? Like, we've had this conversation before, how we feel like people complain too much about really dumb things, like the littlest, smallest things. And it's like, why do you let this one small moment in your life dictate and control the rest of what happens?
And if you're pinching off people's words so that you can correct them, you're not really listening.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not how the mind works, from my understanding. I could be wrong, but like that, I don't think that's how things work. So if you genuinely want to listen to someone, I think that it's fair to just give the person the benefit of the doubt, the same way that you expect somebody else to do the same for you. Like, don't just run up to somebody and be like, what you mean? What you mean? Just, if they're your friend, you kind of know where they're coming from and you know that it's coming from a good place. If it's criticism and nobody's out to get you, just give people that benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that they're not trying to hurt you. Yeah. They're not trying to offend you. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. But it's like one of the reason why I say this is because I've also seen videos online. That's why I said I know it doesn't just affect me. It affects multiple people of having this open dialogue, is that I've seen videos of people screaming at each other's faces, and it's just like, why are you trying to talk over someone? You know, just let the person have their say, then switch over. Like, that's how you communicate. You zip your lips and you listen. And then when it's your time to talk, then you talk, and then it goes both ways. You can't just talk over to someone. You can't yell at them. You can't automatically disregard them. Hang up the phone. Don't hang up the phone. You know, and don't try and make fun or poke fun when someone's trying to say something.
Emotional maturity.
Yeah, emotional maturity. Have a conversation, and that's that. And that's what I'm saying, that I wish we had more of, and more support of, I should say, is that listen doesn't mean agree, but just have the mindset of just listen.
That's true. That is very true.
So, anyways, so we're done. So now we can ask our last question.
The last question is, what is one reason why we are BFFs?
Yeah, can I go first? Because
Go.
already know one. See, we wanted this question for the both of us because we wanted some good feedback on this. But my number one reason why I've stayed friends with you for this long, and the reason why I've kept you in my heart for this long, is because honestly, Kelly, you challenged me to go out and do things that I've never done before. I am a homebody. I love staying home. I like family and friends. Like, if I had to choose between going to a club or a house party, I would do a house party. You know, if I had to choose between walking around, you know, in the city and doing a home barbecue, you know, an outdoor barbecue, I would do an outdoor barbecue. However, that being said, I have done so many things thanks to Kelly, because she pushes me out of my boundaries. She pushes me to do things that I would not do on, like, you already know, I'm more of, my mindset's more country. we spoke about this before. My mindset's more country than city. But Kelly challenges me to do so much more than I ever done. I would have never gone to Mitsuwa.
Oh, yeah, try new cuisines, right?
I've never tried new cuisines. I would not have gone out into the city if it wasn't for her. And because of that, I got to see so many beautiful things in the city, which I normally don't like the city. I've never really enjoyed going. However, Kelly has showed me to see the beauty of the city and the nicer
Instagram.
Things. Yeah, my Instagram.
She got her Instagram. You can see what she's talking about.
Yeah, I've just done so many things. And then she's also, if it wasn't for her, I probably would not have wanted to travel so much either. Yeah, because because in high school, Kelly used to do the EF tours and like all those things. And I wanted to see the world, but I was just like, oh, I can't afford it. And she's the one that kind of pushed me to say, hey, you know, make time to do these things because you want to do it, figure out a way of doing it. And that's exactly what happened. And now I force myself to save up and do these things that I want to do. And that's what I'm saying. She motivated me in a different way to have more fun in life. Hey, it's true. It's absolutely true, because I really am a homebody. Yeah. I would literally sit at home and play video games or read mangas or whatever these things. But because of her, I went out and saw so much things that I would not have seen without her. Truth.
And for you, Amy, I feel like one of the best things about you is that you can enjoy the little things. You can enjoy just about every little bit of what life can give to you.
Oh.
And you've been through so much. Like, Amy's been through so much, you guys, but she always had a positive attitude, even during the situations where people will totally understand if you didn't have a positive attitude. You still remained super positive. Oh. And you just, because you know it's true. You know it's true.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And you know that you can enjoy life for everything, no matter if it's big or small. And even when things aren't looking so great, you still find a way to just find that happiness for yourself.
That is so sweet. I'm so glad we ended on this one.
Yeah.
That was so cute. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. Because that is very true. But then again, I feel like regarding that, I feel like that's definitely just not on me. Like, my dad and my heavenly Father have helped me in that aspect of trying to see the better sides of life. Because it is true. Like, life is so beautiful, guys. I'm not going to go on through one of those motivational speeches. Like, I'm not going to go through that. But yeah.
She's not going to sell you a course either.
Yeah, I'm not going to sell you a course. I really have nothing to teach you. I really don't. Honestly, the only thing I would say is just read the Bible. And if not, there's so many other great, amazing, anyways, besides the point. I know that everyone has their own struggles in life. I'm not going to explain mine. Kelly has her fair share of problems, but everyone has had multiple down points in their life, big and small. And the important thing is just to stay positive. Don't let life break you down, because I promise you there's more beautiful things in life than there are negative.
Yeah. And life is good because it's life.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's all you need.
I don't know why
it was cheesy.
I was gonna do something with the Hodge twins, because I watched these two guys. They're comedians, the Hodge twins. They're so funny. But I was gonna do the whole yeah, because they're always saying that in their stuff. Oh man, see, this is why I really respect other YouTubers, because they do such a great job. But anyways, that was a great way to end off on. I like that question a lot.
Yeah. Did you like your tea today, Amy?
Yes, I did. If it wasn't for my one occasional floating pieces, but this actually tastes really good. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but there's this one, it's not there anymore. There used to be this one Korean, it was a Korean Japanese restaurant that used to be on Route 1, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on Route 1. They had really, really good green tea, and I would actually go there for lunch occasionally just to have their green tea and a little bit of like sushi or like something light on the side. And this really reminds me of that. So I'm like, did they used to use some sort of variation of, because this is expensive, Dragon Well tea, because it's mainly on small mountains and small farms, if you will. There's not a lot on the market for this type of tea. That's why Kelly was saying that we do have sources to these. So if you guys would like this type of Dragon Well tea, we can provide you with that. But that being said, it's very expensive tea. So that's why I was just like, but it reminds me of that tea that they had at that restaurant. But the restaurant closed down, so I would tell you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. I think it was because of management purposes. That's why.
Oh, man.
Guys, don't put your finger in the tea. I know I keep doing this. You should not be doing that. It's honestly, I think it's because I kind of messed up.
No. And you know what, the tea, after you're done brewing it, you can actually blend it into rice and you can make tea rice. I actually didn't know that.
You told me about that before. Was it you or Dr. Jung that told me about that?
It was actually John. He told me that tea rice is a thing.
Because I was going to say that actually sounded really good.
Yeah. And apparently you just take your leftover tea and you blend it into your rice, and that's it.
There was something else that you could put in your rice besides that.
Mm-hmm. And soy sauce.
No. I'm saying like there was something. Maybe it was just green tea.
It would be like a mix of tea. Some people do like a soy sauce or that vinegar, rice vinegar. Yeah. It depends. I would put the tea and then a dash of soy sauce, and I'll crack an egg.
Oh, I'm getting hungry, y'all. We're videotaping like midday.
Yeah.
So I think we're way past lunch right now.
Yeah, I didn't even get any sleep. I couldn't even eat lunch because I was so busy this morning.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Ugh.
Yeah, Kelly's been having it rough. And because she gets no sleep right now. She's in the middle of doing her own life stuff. And so...
Yeah. No, I couldn't get any sleep because they ended up I told you they didn't transfer the phone, and then I got woken up at 2 and I'm just like, whoa. All right.
She kept getting phone calls all night.
Yeah.
Because of emergencies, because people clearly want their massages done.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like, yo, if you're thinking about calling like a skincare or massage place at 2 a.m., you really have to reevaluate your life choices, because that's not acceptable. But I also blame myself because we shouldn't have had our phones running.
I don't even know how to work the phones.
We're too cheap to get a service. Yeah, we're too cheap to get a call center, so, I can't even say anything.
I'm so good with customer service. I actually like dealing with customers. I'm kind of weird in that aspect. I hated working retail because of bosses and people that I had to work for. But I loved dealing with my customers. I mainly had great customers rather than bad customers. And I'm not going to let those little small, dumb customers dictate the rest of my job. So, because there's more nice people out there than good. Oh, I mean, bad.
Yeah, 100%, because you don't remember all the good customers. You only remember the 1 or 2 bad ones. But then each day you get 100 customers. Yeah, we're gonna have lunch soon. Yeah. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Tea and Talking today. If you wanted to buy any of these teas, you can source them through goldenlifetea.com. They're small batches, so unfortunately we can't put them on our site directly, but we also have amazing, amazing Chinese teas you cannot get anywhere else. Goldenlifetea.com. Always brew them Gong Fu style.
Yeah.
You
Like
can
I
brew
s-
them grandpa style.
Like Kelly was saying just now, if you guys are interested in a tea that is not on our website, we actually may have access to them. Most of the time we will, because like I said,
Exactly.
we work directly in China. So if there's a
Exactly.
tea that you guys are interested, like, hey, I can't seem to find like, you know, big red robe tea or Longjing tea or just any other tea that it's hard for you to find here in America, let us know because and contact us. You could always email us at goldenlifetea@gmail.com or just go on through our website, which you could contact us through the website. But either way, go ahead and feel free to email us a question and then we'll go ahead and answer if we can get that for you. Okay?
Yeah. People hop on flights for that kind of stuff, but you don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
Because you have a direct connection. You guys are so lucky.
Yeah. So, because we will be adding more and more teas on our website at a later date.
But rare teas we can't.
Yeah. When it
Yeah.
comes to the rare teas, like just ask us and we'll see if we can get something for you. Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you in the next one.
Remember to like and subscribe, y'all.
Oh, yeah. True.
No.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Guys.
See you.